Tax day is coming soon. Sorry to let you know about that. And we know many of you may be waiting until the last minute to file. I already filed. You should have filed already. Come on now. But as you're getting your ducks in a row, you should also be on the lookout for scams. That's why we have the IRS Criminal Investigation Denver Field Office in studio with today. Amanda Prestergaard is here, the special agent in charge there. And thanks so much for coming in.
Yes, thanks for having me.
So we were talking about this. This is a especially prevalent time for scams. And I do hear from a lot of people all the time who say that they were approached or they'll get an email. What do you see most often when it comes to scams around this time of year?
We are seeing a lot of what we call phishing scams, especially reaching out over email, over social media, people purporting to be the IRS, either demanding payment or making promises about something that they can offer, which we will never reach out to you over social media, over email. Our first contacts will always be in a certified letter, very formal. So we are trying to educate the public that when you see these things, you should be reporting them. Let us know. You can send an email to phishing@irs.gov, and then we can act on those, and we are working very hard to get in front of all of that.
Are you able to track any of the people down who are behind some of these scams at any point? Because that's a question I always get when people say, like, when I say report the scam, you know, they always wonder, is there any kind of follow-up after that?
Yes, absolutely. We work with our internal investigative folks who are very good at tracking those down, but I will say that the criminals are incredibly creative. So it's a little bit a game of whack-a-mole, and so it's very important for the public to be aware, and they're our first line of defense for sure.
I know one of the most common scams I've seen lately, we just had a story this morning about the notice of default that everyone's getting through a text message. It's the fake thing where they want you to scan the QR code. How do you contact people if they're in trouble?
If we are contacting you as IRS Criminal Investigation, it is an incredibly formal process. We have to go through the legal process working with the U.S. Attorney's Office. If the IRS on the civil side is contacting you, they are going to do an audit. They have a question about your return. It is going to be incredibly formal in a certified letter. There will never be a phone call or an email or a text message first. Ever.
And it's not going to come from some random email address or out-of-state area code.
Absolutely not. It is always going to be .gov, irs.gov.
I feel like we can't say that enough because I see so many people. What other tips do you have?
I think what we really want to get the word out about right now is using a reputable return preparer. So return preparers serve a very important role, but there are very easy things you can do. One, they should have a preparer tax ID number. If they will not share their PTIN with you, then they are not a reputable preparer who is registered with the IRS. One, if they are pushing a huge refund, saying I can get you a huge refund before they've even seen your documents, then clearly that's their focus and not doing what an accurate return should be or helping you with your particular financial situation.
Probably also want to be careful if you're Googling something. I know a lot of the scams tend to pop up on the higher levels of Google.
Absolutely, and you should do your research, but the best way to do that is go to visit them in person, make sure that they're going to take the steps that they should. Go through a survey with you, go through the return in detail, be available to sign the return, file it in front of you. So the reputable preparers, and there are a lot of them, are happy to do these steps correctly and fully explain to you what they're doing.
I could talk to you about this all morning because, I mean, this is what I get in my inbox every day. Thank you so much for coming in.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Any other quick tips you want to give really quick?
I would say if you have anything to report, go to irs.gov/submit-a-tip, and we are happy to follow those leads, and we really appreciate it.
Perfect. Amanda, thank you so much.
Thanks.